device, You never know.
I don't need the interview that bad.
No, I kept it. I put it on my desk at home, so we're good. Oh my gosh.
We were all wondering.
Thank goodness there wasn't a tracking device.
No. Oh my gosh.
Coach, before the game, you talked about needing to take it to a different level, competitive-wise. And Donovan, at the end of the game, had to
100%.
diving on the floor and then diving into the stands. For your leader to be able to do that, what does that say about him?
You can, you have to back it up, right? And we were all talking, about rebound and physicality, compete level, all that. But when your best player does it and leads, and not just the end, right? I thought the whole game, what do you have, 12 rebounds? Like, you say, hey, come on, guys, we got to rebound. No, when you do it, when you take the lead, that's it. That's why we have 60 wins. And I'll group the other three guys in there, J.A., Darius, and Evan, right? Like they weren't losing this game today, and just we have great leadership. They get it. They get what this team needs, and they stepped up tonight.
In the second half, you stuck with your starting lineup for a majority
Yeah.
of it. But speaking of just having everybody down the line to be able to play to that level, Max Strus wasn't making shots, wasn't getting a lot of points, but he had 6 assists.
Yeah.
What do you think about his facilitation and how you guys were able to use that
I
lineup?
did stick with them longer than normal. I stuck with especially Donovan and Evan and longer stints. And I was just thinking, man, this is a playoff game. Like that's what's going to be, the playoffs are going to be out. You're rolling. That group was rolling. You stick with them. I think it was game 42. I would have done the normal rotation, but felt like we had to go and get this one for a lot of reasons. Max is, Max, he's such a great competitor, and he's great at all the hit and handback stuff, and can get downhill, and he's probably the guy that throws it to J.A. the most in the role, right, which is important for us. So, I should group him in with those four, the core four, because he definitely had great contributions tonight. Yeah.
I know that this isn't the end goal and there are still games left to be played, but you guys did reach 60 wins. It's the third time it's happened in franchise history. Just where did you expect this regular season to go compared to how it has gone so far?
I didn't expect 60 wins. I thought we would, be fighting. Kind of my internal goal was, like, can we improve from last year? If that's 1 win, great. If it's 2 wins, great. That was kind of where my mind was. But for this this team to take it to another level, kind of shatter that says a lot. We're not done, right? We still got, still can add to that. Told we got to celebrate this. It's not, not the end goal, but we should take a deep breath and celebrate 60 wins. It's so hard to do in this league. It's it's a monumental task. So really happy for the guys.
I know that his assist total wasn't something outrageous today, but do you feel as if Donovan's playmaking has taken a step up as of late?
100. Probably had someone say that, someone I really respect in the league from the Spurs. He came up to me, he goes, man, Donovan, he's really evolved in terms of getting other people involved and playmaking and not just a scorer. I think in Utah he score, and he is flipped that. He's at that kind of maturity level, mental level, where he can manipulate the game how he wants it, and he even turned down a few. The guys were on him on the bench, like, come on, man, like, shoot it, you're open, and but I think he was thinking, you know what, today I got to get everybody involved. I have to move it, and again, I would argue this probably for me his best all-around game all year. He did everything tonight, and showed great leadership as always.
So you were talking before the game about the need to balance and wanting to look at guys and lineups. And you guys came out today and played this way, and you played the guys that you played. Why today? why was today? I mean, you said a minute ago that you really wanted this one.
Yeah,
So
I
why
think
today?
I think that we were struggling a little, right? Right, in terms of thinking about the Detroit game, and we just had some not great performances, right? Like, and I know everybody talked about the schedule, and there was some of that, but there was a little more. So I felt like, man, and then thinking about our Clippers game in LA, I thought they took it to us. I told the guys before the game, I said, like, that can't happen again, right? Like, you got Detroit, LA game, I don't want to, walk out of here and be like, well, they, with a more competitive team or they out physicaled us. So I think take all that together, Joe, right? And it was like, man, we needed to, more maybe for psychological reasons, needed to get this game and get it in a good manner.
The overriding thing is you want to be playing well going into the playoffs. So wherever you land with that is where you land. But you are up 4 games, I think, with 7 to play on Boston. And is that still the number 1 seed? Is that important? You want to make sure?
I mean, listen, it is and it isn't. Does that make sense? Like, if I had priorities, I'd rather be playing well and have everybody healthy. That's first priority. Hopefully the first seed comes along with that, and I think it will. I think that's that kind of like that process oriented. We keep doing these things, it's going to work out. But there's no, with the guy, hey man, we got to get the next game. We need that first seed. That's not the mentality. I think if we keep on the kind of the philosophy mentality that we're on right now, I think it'll end up happening. Hey, Joe.
Like 47 and 19 combined from Allen and Mobley. Just, how great were they, especially?
Yeah, and we challenged them, right? Like lately, it hasn't been great, right? And they both stepped up big time. I loved how physical they were, especially offensively, right? We weren't kind of getting pushed off our spot. We weren't, just shooting floater. We were taking it to their bodies. We were pounding them on the boards. Zubac, who mentioned it before the game, and I didn't have 30 and whatever, right? And then Evan, Evan being able to stretch the floor like that, it changes everything. Like it changes the geography of the court. It changes our spacing. He gets 6 threes up tonight, and really, really helped us.
A lot about the defensive rebounding in recent games, and how did you like the way the guys responded? You out rebounded them on that end of the floor, 35-10.
Led by Donovan Mitchell. Really, he showed the way, and we preach, guard rebounding is important. It's not just Evan and J.A. and Tristan and Dean and you big guys, you got to rebound. It's the way the game is now with everybody doing this. Everybody coming to the boards. Guards got to rebound. I'm going to check Donovan's defensive rebounding numbers for the year because I know when I checked him earlier, like midseason, he was having his best defensive rebounding year. Like, it's important, and we've had slippage there. He, like I said, he showed the way tonight with that.
Kenny, just
Hey,
how
Craig.
focused are you this time of year on results?
I mean, like I said, it's we're process driven, but you hope the results come with how we're doing things, right? And I was thinking the game if we end up losing because they started to come back, I wasn't going to be devastated. Like I wasn't going to, man, we should have like I would have went in the locker room and said, man, I loved our approach tonight. Win, lose, or draw, because you don't know how it goes, right? Like Norman Powell having an incredible night, and Dunn's making threes. Like you might lose a game like this. So in that sense, it's more like me being level-headed about what kind of product we put on the floor, how we approach the game. Of course, you love for the result to come with all that.
You mentioned like feeling like maybe the guys needed this from a psychological standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Did you sense a change in their psychological demeanor?
I felt like, I don't know. I felt like we're more tonight. I felt like we're more focused. Like we were, compete level was higher, physicality was higher, focus was better, discipline was better. And I think the guys felt that, right? Like and we discussed it. We talked before the game, like we need to, it's time we need to get that to another level. And I think that's what we did.
Kenny, like the players get a rest, they get a chance to recharge. I've just been curious about you. It seems like you're always on. The guy speaker praises, obviously, basketball junkie. How do you recharge? Like, what's your process to sustain your pursuit of excellence?
Yeah, I think like this week is huge, right? We have our feet, kind of feet on the ground. We got a great kind of week to get our rest, stick on our routine, get back to our routine, I should say. And it's huge because kind of what all of us do. And I always put myself in the same bucket as them. It's not like, hey, guys, you got to get your rest. Hey, it's like, Coach, we're in the same bucket. So I try to, practice what I preach. And I slept at 8 o'clock this morning. Like that never happens. And sometimes you're on the road all the time. You're just up at 6. You're just up. I don't know why. But that.
What's your ratio to like non-basketball? Do you watch a show? Do you to get away? I guess.
Yeah, I balance it with family. I didn't used to be that way. I was 24/7. I've become much more like Jared Allen. Like much more balanced in my life and not. And, there was a certain point this morning where I just turned off the film. I'm like, I'm not watching any more film. This is, I took a walk around our neighborhood with my wife. It's like, you just have to know when to say when. So I've gotten a lot better at that.
Last one, Joe. Kenny, you've rattled off a lot of reasons for why this team has been so successful this year: talent, unselfishness. What's your role in this? What's been your?
I'd say minimal. I'm serious, and I think roster construction is the main, like really when you get to this kind of level, and this team has been, Kobe's done a magnificent job, phenomenal. He's not up here at the podium, so it's like all the coaches get the credit, the players, but how balanced we are, the character we have on this team, the leadership we have, how he built out the bench. Combined shooting with the two big guys, drafting Darius. You just go on and on, right? Like if you look at each roster, Dean Wade, right? Like how does all of a sudden this guy become like a major rotation player on a 60 win team? That's all. And I'm a little bit fortunate, right? A lot of this, to step into this at the time I did. I really believe that's kind of the story here.
Coaching is that delegation of credit.
What do they? I think you got to be a truth teller, right? Like I don't. I think at this level, you're much more manager. You're managing a lot of things. I think probably at the college level, those guys are really, they're in it, they're coaching, and we're managing a lot. And we had one situation tonight where it was like, the assistants are saying it's time to make our changes with the rotations, right? Like it's time. Like there's a time when we make our subs, and it's like, I just felt like for the players' kind of psyche, we need to keep our best players in. Like. And I know, so you that's kind of a management. I don't know if that's coaching. It's kind of managing egos and managing your team and knowing your team, all that stuff. So kind of my thoughts there.
How much, Dave, more?
Yeah.
How much, if at all, do you care about Coach of the Year or anything?
None. 0. I don't. It's not important. I'd love to get to a conference finals or finals. That's our end goal. Coach of the Year is product of what I just talked about, roster construction and having a lot of talent. It's just kind of the truth of it. All right, thanks so much.